Is there like an ending thing we could all say together? Like
Uh,
on three, we could all go. Keith is so nice.
like,
All right, let's try it.
all right, we have liftoff, everybody. Welcome to the Keith Everett Show. What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Keith, and today I am bringing on Ryan Arcani, the one, the only Ryan Arcani. He is an amazing video editor, motion
All right.
graphics designer. He works for Blizzard. He's done stuff for Barbie. I mean, that's just a short list of things that he's done, and he also is a music producer and writes albums in his bedroom. He's a great guy, and I'm happy to
I'm
have
the
him on.
best.
Ryan,
Thanks for having me.
what's up, dude?
Just a long day of work, finishing it up right now.
Dude, so what's
What
it
about
like
you?
working at Blizzard, man? You get to hang out and play WoW all day and just like...
In a way, I mean, I'm in the game capturing footage and stuff, making advertisements for their social media, etc.
How do you... I mean, you just do in-game captures, like, and you just get... How do you get dope footage for that? How does that happen?
There's like they built a little camera system in the game, and you just fire that up, and then you set up a camera, and then you can control characters and run around and stuff.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Do you ever get to like take footage of like unreleased content from them?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, most of what I'm doing is unreleased stuff because we get our own, we make our own server, and we're running it on our own computer, so we get to do whatever we want. We're in God mode and everything, so
Cool. That's
yeah, it's
pretty
fun.
sick.
Yeah, most of what I'm working on is usually unreleased stuff.
So, do you like? I don't know if you're allowed to talk about this, but I know that there's been a lot of controversy with Blizzard and stuff like that. Do you see that
Yeah.
the quality of the game going down as far as World of Warcraft goes over the years?
I know they've had some expansions that people hated and everything, but they're like the cool thing after coming on, I realized they actually do care about the community and they want to make a good game. So they're taking all that feedback in the new game that launches November 28th, everybody. The new expansion it's going to be cool. They're taking a lot of the feedback and implementing it, and yeah, we'll see if it gets better. It's also like almost a 20-year-old game at this point, so they're pushing it really far, which is insane.
We're talking about
But it's
WoW.
still,
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I was a Diablo 2 guy growing up.
Oh, Diablo's great. I'm excited for the fourth one. It's going to be good.
yeah, Diablo 3 was pretty good. I like Diablo 3. And that's also a Blizzard game, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is too.
Blizzard's been knocking it out of the park for years.
Yeah, they
But-
make high quality games usually.
Yeah, I remember. Do you remember the original? Like, was the original Mac where it was just like a TV monitor? I remember going over to my
Yeah.
friend's house when I was in like fourth grade and playing the original Diablo, and just like loving playing Diablo. I like the sky view. It's great.
I only started playing it like during the pandemic because when I was younger I was not allowed to play because of the name. My parents were super Christian and they didn't want no devil in their house. So
That's funny, man. That would have been
Yeah.
me too, except I was like 16 years old when that came out. So I was like, I'm doing what I want.
yeah. Oh, nice. You were a rebel then.
So, do you do any motion graphic stuff with Blizzard, or is it mainly? Yeah.
Yeah, I just did a whole video where they gave me like 12 pretty much still Photoshop things they drew, and I animated it and it moved and it was all exciting and everything. And yeah, usually they'll throw me the motion graphics tasks on my team because I've been doing it for so long. So yeah, I get to do a bunch of everything, which is fun. So I've been liking it.
So, when did you start getting into motion graphics and video editing? Did you start in like high school in like TV production class, or?
Weirdly, my first in kindergarten or elementary school, I went to Kenwood Elementary in Miami, Florida, and we had Kenwood Corners was our like daily news thing that they did every morning where they do the morning announcements and stuff. They broadcast on closed circuit television. and I was on that team. I was the camera guy, and then sometimes I did the announcements too. So I think pretty much as long as I can remember, I've been doing it
That's
That's
my
awesome.
crazy.
whole life.
So you've
Yeah.
been groomed for this.
Yeah, I was groomed as a child by the corporate media that Keith controls. So
Yes.
Keith's been grooming me since a child to do this.
Oh
So
man.
thanks, Keith. I appreciate it.
Yes,
Made me some money.
apparently, I'm now a groomer.
Yeah. A groomer and a boomer.
I'm a groomer broomer. I don't even know what to say after that.
I'll just continue. But yeah, then always in school and in class, whenever I had an opportunity to make something video, I just did it. And I don't know, I've just always been pirating Premiere and After Effects and just always messing with them in Photoshop. So
So your ecosystem is the Adobe ecosystem?
yeah, pretty much. That's what I use for post-production, yeah.
PC for life, right?
PC all the way. Max suck.
Yeah. No Macs. Eliminate all Macs.
Yeah, kill them all.
Yeah, I
The question
gotta.
is, what kind of phone do you have, though?
I have a Google Pixel 3A.
Oh, all right. Android status.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta. I'd like to leave the Apple ecosystem here.
Yeah. I've been happy with Samsung for over a decade, so I'm gonna keep it that
Oh,
way.
nice.
Dude, I've been looking at the Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. I think I'm gonna get that. So what's been your biggest gig in the video world? Like, what's something that you are very proud of, career-wise?
Well, that's a weird thing. I guess a lot of people, I think everything I do sucks. So I'm never proud of anything I do. I think it's all terrible, but I know it's good because people give me money to do it. But
It's a good
I
gauge,
mean-
man.
yeah. I don't know what my biggest gig would be. I guess it would be working. There was an ad agency called. Fuck, I forget the name of it now. Hold on, let me look it up. But anyways, they did the original Mac commercial, that famous one back in the day with like the sledgehammer or something like that. I remember there was, anyways. But I worked for that ad agency for a few weeks on and off over the years.
That's
What
cool.
were they called? Man, I forget what they're called.
It's so big that you don't even remember.
Yeah, no, I just too much weed smoking. I've forgotten everything.
There's no such thing, man.
yeah,
Dude, I mean,
what? But yeah, I think it's just working for a massive ad agency when I had pretty much no experience, but I somehow got it done. So yeah,
isn't that, the whole fake it till you make it kind of
yeah,
thing?
yeah.
is
It's kind of my thing. I've definitely faked it till I made it. I didn't go to film school or anything, and I just went into work just doing it, I guess.
I feel like that's honestly the best way to learn anything, really, is just start
Yeah,
out
just get
off,
thrown in it.
right, and then you'll be like, okay, feast or famine. I'm either going
Now
to
I
do
have to do this.
right. I'm either going to do really well at this, or I'm going to get fired, and then I'm going to try again.
Yep. Yeah. And I haven't really been fired yet, so it's great.
really been fired yet?
Yeah. Well, one job I was let go of because they claimed that there was no more work for me or that I got ahead of schedule. So I think the way I tell myself is that I worked myself out of the job because I did too good at it. So now I don't put in as much effort into my work.
This guy's
I wanna
way too
work
good,
myself.
man. We got to get rid of him.
Yeah, exactly.
So
No, I just finished everything ahead of schedule. They're like, "Well, we don't need you anymore, so your contract, we're gonna cut it short." So I was like, "Oh, darn it!
wow.
All right,
so you worked yourself out of a job.
yep."
That's cool, I guess. I mean,
So
hey,
kids at home, don't work too hard.
Don't worry.
work hard, but just work hard
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah,
Sound
to
advice.
satisfy them. Yeah.
From a professional.
Yep. What do you do, Omar?
What do? I work with adults with disabilities.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's really cool. But I'm trying to transition into the whole video editing thing. Which has been
very
a whole lot
cool.
of fun for the past couple of years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can do it. It's not that hard. You just you just got to know people and get in the right area or whatever,
That's
right
why I'm
place.
here, man.
Nice. We're all doing it now.
Yeah, hey, maybe one day I'll be a pro editor at,
Yeah, probably. Probably.
I mean, I think video editing's pretty cool, and it can be its own artistic form in itself. I mean, you take a guy like Casey Neistat, who kind of revolutionized vlogging. I mean, he was already a professional prior to his YouTube career, but
Was he? I don't know much about him actually prior to his YouTube.
yeah, so he actually had an HBO show. It was called The Neistat Brothers, and it was vlogging before vlogging was a thing.
Whoa.
Yeah, so he kind of was like ahead of the game by like 10, 20 years. And he had a show with HBO, him and his brother. And then I think he worked for like ABC or NBC, one of those news corporations, for like 10 years or something. And then he started vlogging, doing the whole YouTube thing. And then,
Wow.
boom.
No, he's got an empire.
Now he's got an empire, and he had his own social media platform too, which was Beam, I think that's what it was called. And
wow.
yeah, and I think he sold it for like $25 million or something like that. You know, so
Fuck.
he's doing all right in life. He figured
He
out.
doesn't really have to work anymore.
No, but I noticed that he started uploading to YouTube recently. So hey, I mean, I think he's a super creative dude, and I think guys like that have to work and
Right.
Yeah.
just, be continuously creating. Otherwise, they're just going to get bored with their life, and they're going to
Yeah,
be
pretty
like,
much.
what's my purpose? I just feel like that with anybody. If like you don't have a purpose, like what's the point? Not to get
Yeah.
depressing, but
Yeah.
work is a beautiful thing, and it can also be a very torturous thing.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you don't see it as work, I guess like Casey Neistat, if he's still doing it, it's because he cares about it and he wants to make people happy and whatever, encourage them to do what they want. So that's cool.
Now, has there been any editing techniques that you have taken from any YouTube videos that you've watched and applied it into your editing style?
I guess it would be almost like the ADHD fast editing thing that everybody expects on YouTube, where it's just so many cuts or whatever. It seems like the more I do that, the more exciting a video turns out to be or whatever. But also you gotta, I don't know, it's like a fine line, 'cause you gotta do it tastefully, but also excitingly in a way. Excitedly. I don't know
Right.
the
Be able
word, but
to both grab their attention as
Right.
well as hold it.
yeah,
without
and then
just, like,
deliver the
being able to-
information too.
Yeah,
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 so
yeah.
to where they understand it. See, I think that's like a hard thing that you can't really teach someone. It really is just they have to like hit the grinder and just be editing for a while, and then you'll just kind of learn the feeling over time.
Now, do you work with music as well when you're editing the videos oftentimes and having to like place it over particular scenes and stuff like that, or is that not really in?
Yeah,
Okay.
I just cut like a launch trailer because tomorrow there's a new patch that goes live for the game, and they wanted me to cut an exciting hype trailer for it. So I set the music in first, and I'm editing pretty much to the music. Because if you cut to music
Oh,
and
wow.
have like it cut on the beat and everything, then people think it's like so cool. So I tried to do that, and then whenever they'd give me edit notes, it always annoys me because like they're like, "Can you just move this shot over here or something?" And they're like, "Well, then I have to re-edit the whole thing because now it doesn't line up to the music
Right.
and everything.
Yeah.
It's gonna lose the excitedness that maybe you didn't realize was there or whatever." But yeah, editing the music I think is super important. If you edit to the beat or something, then it makes the video way more exciting and engaging, and it's synchronistic and all that.
Right, because you're taking advantage of all, as many senses as possible, as opposed to just
Yeah,
letting
and
things
then you're
happen.
lining them up, and it gets
Yeah,
people way excited.
That's super interesting. Now I have a question about that. Are you just doing like a blanket edit where they use it for everything, or are you editing for specific platforms? Like are you editing for like IG Reels, TikTok?
Yeah, so it's what my team does is Twitter, Facebook, Instagram Reels, and sometimes YouTube. But yeah, usually we'll have to cut like a 16 by 9, like the regular widescreen. Then we'll do a 9 by 16 for the full vertical phone, and then like a square 1:1 for Instagram or whatever. But we're having a feeling that most things are going to be moving to 9 by 16 now, just all vertical phone sort of stuff. And that's the most challenging thing, because to me, it's not like a nice looking aspect ratio or anything. I prefer the 16 by 9 where it's like a movie screen or whatever. But so that's been a challenge.
That's
for
something
sure.
I always think about. Like why is 16 by 9 so comfortable for us, and like, I think part of it is because our vision is on a horizontal path. But then the portrait mode is just because of its convenience, right? It's because of how you're already holding your phone.
Yeah, I've thought about that a lot, because I really don't like the if you're the 9 by 16 like this. And I see a lot of people, like I take public transit a lot, and most people, they'll hold their phone like this while they're watching something, so they'll turn it anyways.
Yeah.
So I kind of try to argue with them, or even I'll just always cut it in 16 by 9 and deliver that, and then see what they do with it, because I don't know, I feel like that's nicer to look at, but maybe I'm just wrong or something.
One thing I've been experimenting with recently is having the 16 by 9 and then like down below having like a graphic, or maybe just filling up the real estate with something else, so that you do have that aspect ratio, but other things going on as well to just fill the space,
Right. Yeah, I have one of the techniques I see a lot is just they'll put either the widescreen in the middle of the screen, and then you fill the rest of it with like a blown up blurry version of the video you have, which I think works kind of fine, but they claim that's like a lazy thing to do.
Yeah.
I agree that is a bit lazy. But yeah, I guess it'd be good to put other text up there, or cut it in half or something. Most people are like watching 3 things at once anyways. They're on their laptop, their phone, and TV, so having like 2 things going on at once isn't too crazy. So yeah, that'd be cool if you could like get something that works that way. That would be cool to see how that would catch on.
Do you often find yourself, when you're editing and you're turning in the 9 by 6? Wait, what was the aspect ratio that you had said?
9 by 16 was vertical like this.
Do you are you keeping that subconscious in your brain while editing these videos now, even though you're filming on a giant like wide screen, OLED million pixel gaming monitor?
Yeah, while I'm filming, I guess, or like doing game capture, I do have to think more in that way now, because most things are delivering that way, so I kind of ignore the stuff, not ignore, but the side of the screen isn't as important. I got to put everything in the center of the screen, which to me is more boring, because then if your point of focus is always at the center of the screen, then your eyes get kind of bored. So that's why it's good to put in 16 by 9, you could put whatever you're looking on the right, then the left, and it gives your eyes something to do, and that kind of keeps the excitement up.
Oh, that's really
But yeah, so now I do have to consider that a lot, which I don't like, but I'm probably just like an old person who's like, I hate doing this, these stupid kids. But yeah, I think there's science behind why it's not great either.
It's interesting how that goes, right? Like you have a bunch of stuff that you're just used to, like I'm used to things looking this way, and this is how I've always done it, and trying to conform to the new norms.
Yeah, exactly.
A little more difficult.
Yeah, that's been the rough part, but yeah, I mean, they sent us all 4K monitors recently, so we could be capturing the game in 4K, so it's easier to put in 9 by 16 and everything. But yeah, we'll see where it goes.
Cool. I know you just got done with work, so you probably are like, this is the last thing you want to talk about right now.
It's fine, I don't mind.
Okay. So how important do you feel having the right music for your edit? Wait, hold on. Maybe I'm not wording this properly. I guess what I'm trying to say is how important is it to have great music for your edit? Like, do you feel like the music really makes or breaks the edit in the video?
For me personally, yeah, it definitely does. Like, usually when I've done edits in the past, I'll pick the music first and then I'll edit to the music, which I know a lot of editors, they'll do that or they won't do that. It's up to preference for the editor, but since that's my preference, it's definitely important. But we have like a small library of music usually to choose from. It's usually all in-game music, so it's not as exciting as I'd want, or it's not like the music I would normally choose. So that's a challenge, I guess.
Also, there's nothing licensed then.
Yeah, usually they'll want us to just stick to music you would hear in the game or something like that. So it's all cinematic and epic and like very fantasy music, which it's the part of the world we're working in, so it makes sense for all the content. But I'm used to using like pop music or stock music or more exciting electronic stuff. But yeah, to me it's super important. Yeah.
Keith, it's really funny that you bring that question up, just because I was thinking about this literally just the other day, where you guys ever play like Star Wars Battlefront?
Yeah, of course. Great game.
And just man, that film score for video games is incredible.
Top notch.
It just feels so good. And just because, Keith, you're asking like, is there appropriate music for a game? And one thing, like the PS4 has you can I don't know what you guys use, but you can connect it to Spotify. So that for me, it's been really easy for me to like turn off the game music and just listen to whatever I want to listen to.
Yeah,
and it just makes it so much more badass. I'm playing Call of Duty, listening to Sugar, and it's like, this is exactly how I want this.
Yeah, of course. Well, I mean, nothing like listening to polyrhythms and blasting some fools.
Just brutality.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, oftentimes now when I'm playing No Man's Sky, I like to put on, some drum and bass music and, pretend like I'm in a cyberpunk alternate reality and buy new freighters and be a complete nerd and wish I was flying around in a spaceship.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I find it really interesting how, certain games will actually license music from from famous artists. And I was just, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the podcast, The Cheat Code. This is something I come across their clips on TikTok all the time. Yeah, it's a music production podcast. And so it's a lot of like music business advice that they give. But one thing I thought was interesting was that depending on the type of artist that they license the music from, their example was like GTA. Like lower level artists will get like a lump sum payment, but you have an artist like the example they used was Drake would actually get a percentage of the sales of the game. And I think it's super cool how the music business is involved and engaged with the video game industry that way as well.
That is cool. I think that's a position to be in.
Well, think about Drake's Guitar Hero, and like how many bands got like huge because of that video game.
Like older bands got rebirths or something like that. Oh my god!
Right. Well, I mean, Dragon Force. Although Dragon Force had the Through the Fire and the Flames hit that was on MTV back in the day, they kind of had a rebirth through doing Guitar Hero again. Another band that sticks out in my head is The Fall of Troy. I don't know if you guys remember that band. They had that FCP remix song, but whatever. It was another popular song that was on Guitar Hero. But yeah, I think video games and music is super important.
I've got a whole... I think Guitar Hero is actually one of the best things that's ever happened to music, and actually music education. So, I don't know if you guys know this. I taught piano lessons for like 15 years. And then I used to manage a music store, so I used to manage a bunch of musicians. A bunch of music teachers, and I liked the idea of the gamification of education. I think that's one of the best ways to learn anything. And like you have things like Musician, right? And Musician essentially stemmed from Guitar Hero, indirectly through like. Have you guys ever heard of Rocksmith?
Yeah, of course.
Where like you would plug in a guitar into the USB port, and like a simple tuner would pick up your frequencies, right? So it would have you tune the guitar, and then you would learn, really basic notes, play the song, similar to Guitar Hero. But then, like as time went on, you would progress, and you'd actually learn how to play the song, which I think is brilliant.
yeah, that is cool.
So smart.
Yeah, I also think too, it just like it spawned like all these kids to want to learn how to play guitar.
I felt like almost the drum, all of them were pretty useless in actually learning the instrument, except maybe the drums, because you actually had to keep the rhythm and everything.
Yeah, and well, that was because of Rock Band. Rock Band was the other Guitar Hero that brought in the electronic drum kit, and you know, I totally agree. I mean, even you could even almost argue that the MIDI notation is very similar to when you're looking at it on the guitar, or sorry, the Rock Band stem thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. But yeah, super interesting. I have to say though that I think the best music in video games right now, or just like, the best music in a video game franchise is Doom. I think the music in
Doom is
Doom,
sick music, yeah.
when I think his name is Mike Gordon.
It's essentially like Gent. Right?
Yeah, it's Gent in a video game, and it's like, this is what Doom has always needed. And now I get to go around blasting aliens from hell to listening to Gent. It's great.
It's absolutely perfect. Ryan, what do you listen to, man?
Me, I mean, like every boring person, a little bit of everything, but I really do like a lot of different kinds of music. I'm super into the idea of pop music. Maybe it's not always like the best and most intricate or smart kind of music, but there's something about like mass appeal that I'm kind of chasing after, and that I think is really cool, because I think that's an art in itself. You could get a lot of people to vibe with you on a song, then that's kind of, I think that's really cool, and that's kind of what I'm after. Even if it's like a stupid, boring, repetitive thing, I think it's still impressive that everybody likes it somehow or whatever.
That's an interesting.
I think it's hard to do too. Yeah.
Something that's easy to digest and be, palatable for everybody.
Right.
Yeah. I think a lot of it comes down to taste. Like, I feel like you have to be a very tasteful, simplistic writer that knows how to hide really complex things to people's ears, but to completely digest it. Like, I mean, I like Steely Dan. Everybody loves Steely Dan,
I was
right?
just thinking about that. What a perfect reference.
Steely Dan, great American band. From the 70s, 60s, 80s, 90s, today. Like, very complex harmony, but super palatable, and just great arrangements, and just next level writing. I don't think you can really get any better than Steely Dan as far as like composition and just the whole.
I gotta
total
give them
package.
a listen. I've never actually listened. I know I've heard their songs.
You've heard their stuff. Yeah,
Dude,
I'm
just
sure I
listen
have.
to Asia. Oh, Asia. Yeah, AJA.
Yeah.
That's how you spell it.
Okay.
They've been sampled a lot by rappers as well, and hip hop
cool.
producers.
Yeah, I'll listen to that album.
Yeah, and also the whole yacht rock era too, I think, is a really great time in music. Like Michael
What's
McDonald,
yacht rock?
dude.
I was just gonna ask what that is.
Dude, Hall & Oates,
Okay,
Michael
okay.
McDonald, like that whole kind of blue-eyed soul, kind of like 70s, 80s, pop music. That's the stuff I listen to. I mean, yeah, I'm wearing like a death metal Arsis shirt, but I'll totally throw on a Pavarotti record, whatever. I love music. It's the greatest thing.
Keith,
ever.
you're so Ryan. I've only known Keith for maybe a couple of months now.
Oh, nice.
But what I do know about you, Keith, is that you are a real music fan.
Oh, dude.
And the stuff you love.
Absolutely. I'm an extremely opinionated asshole that loves what he loves. That's the way I kind of look at myself.
Yeah, same.
But it's also broad, like you love a really big scope of things, which is cool.
Yeah, well, I attribute it to my upbringing and my youth and where I grew up. It's like, my mom, she listened to a lot of R&B and soul music growing up, and a lot of disco. My dad, he listened to a lot of Southern rock and blues and stuff like that. And, and then when I got into middle school, I was listening to, Metallica and Slayer and, whatever. And when I started playing in bands, I was playing, in like pop punk bands, and it all came together. And on top of that, I was studying with this gentleman named Dave LaRue, who is I don't know if you're familiar with the band Dream Theater, but he is he's John Petrucci's bass player for his solo stuff.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so I grew up taking bass lessons from him, and he also like drilled into my brain a lot of like the 70s jazz fusion stuff, a lot of the prog stuff. So I was very fortunate. I had an amazing upbringing of being able to listen to all kinds of music. And thanks, Mom and Dad. You guys are awesome for letting me listen to all that stuff. But yeah, I love music, man. It's the greatest thing ever.
It's funny.
I'll
It's
listen
funny,
to music.
it's funny you bring up Petrucci because not directly related, but I was at a Barnes and Noble one day, maybe like 6 miles from where I live, looking at books. And then I get online and like I look at this dude. I'm like, this guy looks like. And I realize like, oh shit, that's Tosin Abasi. Ryan, I don't know if you listen to Animals as Leaders, but Tosin Abasi.
I've seen them once, but
Tosin
I
Abasi's
didn't really know who they were.
right here online. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing over here? And he's like, oh, the Guitar Center across the parking lot. Petrucci's running a guitar clinic, so I'm going to be at that. I was like, this is fucking
That's
ridiculous.
cool.
Yeah.
He's just nerding out on some
Dude,
books beforehand.
I just want to say, too, it's such a small world, the prog community. Like, because I was very fortunate to study with who I studied with, who played with Joe Satriani, Steve Morse from Deep Purple, yada, 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 list goes on. But, like, over time, I've eventually have gotten to, like, meet these people and get to know them and stuff like that. And just, they're great people, man. Like, and they love music, too, and I got nothing but great things to say about all of them. Sorry, I didn't mean to go off on my own little tangent there.
Bro,
No,
this
yeah,
is your
it's cool.
show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's
right.
your show.
Dude, I forget that
Keith Show.
sometimes. By the way, welcome to the Keith Show. I'm giving everybody. This is actually now the Ryan Arcani show.
Yeah, this episode is.
Yeah, this is all about you, man. Fuck. Well,
Ryan, where are you at? Are you in Miami as well?
I'm in Los Angeles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
he's in
Not
DTLA, man.
DT right in the middle of it.
Dude. Yeah. I want to say give you also a very big thanks for letting me crash on your couch when I went homeless for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, and
Anytime.
getting food poisoning and puking my brains out in your bathroom and
At Whole Foods,
At-
by the way. Don't ever go to Whole Foods at the end of the night and get the mac and cheese.
in
It's
the
poison.
Yeah, that's what did me in, man. And it was
Yeah.
those bastards. They're like,
Yeah.
we're gonna get this
Jeff
guy.
Bezos. He
Dude.
got you.
Wait, does he own Whole Foods?
Yeah, Jeff
Yeah.
Bezos owns Whole
Oh,
Foods.
shit.
Yeah, he's straight Illuminati, bro.
I had no idea.
Yeah, at the end of the night, he goes around and he comes in like certain foods, like a different
Yeah.
food each night will come in, and his
Yeah,
cum
yeah.
is made of
Oh,
poison. I think that's what
that's
Keith
what happened.
ended
Yes.
up drinking.
Yeah, I'm all about that bukkake
You,
life.
Bezos.
What can I say? Just
Damn it.
damn you, Bezos.
Fucking asshole.
But oh my god. So I don't even know what to say after that, Ryan. Jesus. That's what we all need right now.
Yeah, we all need Jesus.
Jesus. Says the Jewish guy.
Yes. Hey man, I'm just telling you, I hired the guys that, killed Christ. I hired those Romans. It's actually me.
So
It was you. Yeah, you're
Keith hired
eternal.
him. He started Broadway.
Yeah.
He runs Hollywood.
Yeah.
Controls the weather. Yeah, he does it all.
Yeah.
Has space lasers.
Yeah, the space lasers.
Yeah. Area
He's a
51,
lizard, yeah.
that's actually where I live. That's just the most heavily guarded,
okay.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
not homeless anymore.
No,
Awesome.
no. I actually,
to
with this
hear that, man.
podcast, I was able to buy the whole entire Earth, and now
Oh, nice, dude.
I'm able to live at Area 51, and
Who wouldn't want to live there?
yeah, I mean, dude, I have all the reptilian overlords that I hang out with, and all the great,
Dude, they are
wonderful
great
people.
hosts, man.
Dude, I tell you what, man, they know how. Dude, they know all the secrets. The pyramids, they were actually built by aliens. Oh God, but that's cool. You've been playing any other games besides WoW though lately? Are you allowed to play other games? Is it just like
No, I'm not allowed.
Does Blizzard like force you into only playing Blizzard games? Like you have to sign
Yeah,
a
they'll. You have to an exclusivity contract for what games I play.
you can't be a free agent anymore.
Nope.
No more free.
Not really, because after work I don't really feel like playing video games, but I'll play Counter-Strike every once in a while with some friends, or I'll play StarCraft, which is also a Blizzard game.
Which one?
StarCraft 2.
Okay.
But
Nerd.
Is that,
yeah,
is it called Sons? What's the subtitle of that one?
well, there's like 3. It's like Wings of Liberty, then
Wings of Liberty. Yeah.
yeah, there's all these different expansions, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't been in the mood to play video games, but I do want to get back into Cyberpunk and beat it finally because it
All
had
the
a rocky
updates have
start.
made it dope.
Right now, it's playable and it's awesome. Now it just sucks that they had such a shitty launch.
Well,
And you're
dude,
playing that on your PC, or you're doing that on like a console?
Oh, on PC. Yeah, it looks like shit on console. On PC, I could get at least 60 frames constant on the highest setting, so it
What
looks.
video card
it
are you
looks nice.
rocking?
I have a 3080 Ti right now, but I want the 4090. Those are.
I know.
Somebody said it's like a 60% increase in FPS on certain games.
Oh,
It's
I heard
insane.
70, but okay.
Yeah, I guess it depends on the
either
game.
way,
Yeah,
I'm ready
really.
to sell a kidney today. Let's
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
this.
let's do it.
Yeah, dude, they're all sold out, man.
Right, yeah. But I know it's harder to mine with them or something. I know Nvidia did a
Oh,
huge
cool.
thing where it's
Thank
way
God.
harder
I
to
mean,
mine.
I don't know
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah.
That fucked everything.
I mean, I support my crypto miners, but stop messing with us gamers. We just want to play
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want a
videos.
video
and that's the big issue, right? Like they're hoarding all the video cards.
Right.
Yeah, or they just have bots that buy them up all with their
Yeah.
stupid little programs.
They're
write.
like, we
Yeah.
must harvest all the Bitcoin.
Harvest.
Ethereum.
I think
Come
that might
to
be what
me.
killed my 2080 was was all the mining.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Apparently that was a good one for mining, I think, right? It was pretty efficient.
Oh, I guess. I mean,
Well, I hope you got your Ethereum out of it, or whatever you
I got
mining.
some Ethereum.
Your Litecoin, whatever it is. Your
It was
NFTs.
Ethereum. Yeah, no,
Okay.
it was only Ethereum on that.
Have you guys gotten into the NFT game at all? I think it's really stupid. I've looked, and I'm like, I like crypto better than NFTs.
I don't know enough about it, but I think it devalues art in some way. So I don't know. Well, both values it and devalues it, but it makes it so anybody can make something and sell it for a shit ton. Well, I guess you could always do, but I don't know. There's something about it that feels
I think
shitty.
it's more so the culture behind it. I understand that right now there's all this hype, or there was all this hype behind NFTs that will go away. I mean, most of it is going to be worth nothing. Very soon. Similar to when we the whole like .com boom where everybody was buying up website domains, and then they all went to nothing. There were a couple that were worth it, and parking on
Right,
those was definitely worth the money. But there's a time and a place for NFTs. I just don't think that we've understood or we understand really what it is just yet.
Yeah, I haven't taken any time to research it at all or anything. Everybody just seems so cheesy to me. Where you could just screenshot it and they get mad or whatever. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think buying physical things is the way to go if you're going to purchase art anyways. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, in a digital media format, I think it's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like it loses something.
It's too disposable. I mean, that's why I was actually thinking about this the other day. Spotify versus listening to records.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I go and I put on a record, I really enjoy the musical experience of hearing the wide frequency response of the record. It's not, compressed down into this shitty MP3 file.
Yeah.
Although you might not necessarily be able to tell on a
On your
just a-
AirPods
on
or
a
whatever.
basic level. but you're definitely getting hit with way more frequencies. I mean, and it's more pleasurable, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then when you put on a record, it's more intentful. You start from the beginning. You're kind of forced to listen to the album as it should be. Where Spotify, you can like skip around, or you kind of forget about it. Where the record, it's sitting there spinning, and you're putting it on to listen to that music, so you get to experience the whole thing. I think that's the cool thing about it, regardless of the sound or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you get to experience the whole art piece. You know, it's like that's the art. It's like that the artist wants you to hear is the whole record. Because like I feel like the music industry nowadays is so hell bent on singles, in streaming singles. And it's like all about having the number one song on Spotify that has 10 billion streams, because the mucho dinero overlords at the record companies, you know, want their money.
That Keith owns. Keith owns
that
all
I
record
personally
companies.
own.
Keith is so anti himself.
Yeah, I know. I
Hates himself.
But yeah, the whole like, you know, playing a record, you're establishing this ritual where it's like, all right, I'm gonna grab my record,
grab my grinder real quick,
place it down, get things started.
It's like going to the movies or something. It's a ritual, and you're focused in on that. It's nice.
Yeah, also too, if you have a great home entertainment system and great set of speakers and like everything, it's like you kind of. I mean, I feel like when I'm listening on my nice Klesp speakers that I have, I feel like I'm almost sitting in the room with the artist while they're making the record. You know, and I'm hearing the actual performances. So
especially if you crank it loud.
Yeah,
it's always good.
It's awesome. I mean, you know, isn't it an exact duplicate of the performance? No, because you're listening through a piece of vinyl. But so to me, it just sounds the best. And I don't know if that's because of nostalgia, and that's like what we all kind of started listening to music through first, and that was the technology that sounds the best.
I know there's some science behind it. I know that vinyl is chosen over any other medium because there's some musicality to it, and it smooths out like the bottom end and the top end, so it's just kind of a smoother sort of experience, and the frequencies aren't as harsh and everything. It kind of just rounds things out in a nice way that maybe you're even actually cutting some frequencies off, which is why people say digital's better, because you get a wider range of frequencies, which I think technically you do, but some of those frequencies you don't want are a bit too harsh or something like that, where records kind of smooth it all out and it just sounds nicer in general.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, I know Jack White. He is a very big proponent of vinyl records, and he has
cool.
his own record plant, which is pretty dope.
That's awesome.
And also, I believe you can go to his warehouse in Nashville if you're a band, and you can cut a live record to vinyl.
That's sick.
And
Just
record it all live.
Straight to vinyl.
Yeah, you can record it straight to vinyl at his warehouse thing that he has,
That's
which is pretty
awesome.
fascinating.
Let's do it. Start a band and then go cut a record at his vinyl shop.
Let's put
Yeah.
this podcast on vinyl.
Yeah,
Actually-
let's record this straight to vinyl.
I that's actually a really great idea. I've never even thought of that. That's a great idea, Omar. I want to be the very first podcaster that sells vinyl podcasts.
I got my
That'd be
podcast,
awesome.
guys. You got to order it. You got to pre-order it, and it's like really expensive.
Yeah. And then it's going to be like 5 records for one episode. It's going to be very expensive. It's going to be very high quality.
It'd be like Supreme. It would be like a super
Yeah.
boutique one. Like everybody's going to be lining up to buy my record.
You could release, you'll have, because most podcasts do this, or not most, but some of them, they'll release all their normal ones on Spotify, but if you go on their Patreon and pay extra, you could get like exclusive episodes or something. Do a few exclusive episodes where you're
sounds kinda
interviewing really
fun.
chill people, and just
sounds
only
kinda
release
cool,
it on
man.
vinyl.
Hold on. Well, I guess this is recording, so I'll have these ideas forever.
Yeah.
Nobody steal these ideas.
Nobody steal that.
But you could almost put out like you mean you listen to hardcore bands back in the day, Ryan. So like you know how they used to put out like a split EP, like one side would be so you could do like a split on a record, but with a podcast.
That would be cool. What on the with music on the other side?
Yeah, you could do like a commemorative like thank you podcast with that's gives out a list of everybody that wanted to purchase this vinyl. You could take pre-orders for it, then go record it, and then on the back side you could release like a 3-song EP or something.
Yeah, or do a jam with whoever your guests are or something and release that.
Sure. Do a complete collage of guest soloists that want to support the cast.
Let's do it.
Dude, this is some big brain thinking.
Yeah, we all have very high IQs at the moment.
Yeah. I'm feeling the high Q right now.
Yeah. Yeah, very much.
All right, so now we need the capital. All right, so go subscribe to my Patreon account for $5 a month. For just $5, you will be a part of the Bilderberg Group Illuminati.
Yep. That Keith runs.
That I run and operate. And
out of Area 51.
Out of Area 51 with the reptilian overlords. And it'll just be a great time.
With the aliens every day.
Dude, I mean...
Bill Shatner way.
Yeah.
You know the band Gwar, right? Mm-hmm. Do you know the story with Gwar about how supposedly they created the human race?
I don't really know their lore. I just know they have silly costumes and just put on a ridiculous show.
I believe that the lore behind Gwar is that they came from outer space, and then they thought that the human, or sorry, not the humanoid, the Earth people or whatever primate being that was there was the most beautiful species that they had ever seen. So they raped all the creatures of the earth, and then thus created the human race, and they're supposedly our overlords.
So they banged some monkeys, and then we happened.
Yeah. So we're across, genetic species.
Yeah, with Gwar.
With Gwar.
We're still alive today, touring.
Yeah.
I'll buy it. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, why not?
I think it happened.
I just want to say this is the greatest podcast I think I've ever done, ever in the history.
Which episode is this, by the way?
This is episode Dose.
Nice.
So I have about a bajillion more to go for the rest of my life, and I'm just going to be sitting at my parents' house doing the same exact thing I'm doing right now.
Area 51.
Filthy stinking rich.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Still
Lambo's for everybody. That's how it's going to go. You're getting a Lambo.
Mr. Beast.
Yeah. I'm going to surpass Mr. Beast. He's going to be nothing.
You're going to gift him a planet one day, and he'll be thankful to you.
I'm going to gift him your mom.
Yeah. Mr. Beast would love my mom.
Yo, what did I sign up for, man?
The weirdest podcast that you've ever been a part of.
Have you been parts of other podcasts, Omar?
I have.
Oh, nice. Oh, so you know what you're doing. You're a producer.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is definitely... this is how me and Ryan normally talk. We're just weirdos talking about weirdo shit.
That's the only reason to do this, man.
We're always banging aliens somewhere.
Banging aliens, bro.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I want to. That's a merch idea. I'm gonna write that down. Banging aliens,
Banging
bro.
aliens. That's a great merch idea.
Aliens.
When they come see you, yeah, we could do the podcast live, and then backstage, they could pay a little extra, and they could bang an actual alien.
At Area 51.
Yeah,
Sold.
Area 51.
I love
everybody come to Area 51. You could bang an alien if you want. Get over here.
Keith, that's the answer right there, man. You sell all these tickets as NFTs.
Yes.
Oh,
there you go,
bro. Next level. All right. So NFT, dude. I'm gonna be canceled before I even get going. This is just
You're not even gonna
Started.
upload these yet. You'll get canceled before that.
right. I'm
Yeah.
already deplatformed. I'm
The
gonna be
aliens are listening right now.
yeah. I'm gonna be next thing you know. I'm gonna be on like CNN on like Pierce Morgan uncanceled. And be like, so why'd you get canceled? I told everybody to go to Area 51 if they gave me $5 to their Patreon, and they get to bang aliens.
Yeah. Just tell
That's
tell
how
the
I got
guards.
canceled, guys. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't know that there was actually
You got a
top
lot of
secret
people
military
killed.
stuff going on.
Well, that's the real reason people end up storming Area 51.
right. It's 'cause
Yeah, they're just really horny for aliens.
oh my god. I like how this thing went from like super professional asking about your career to banging aliens. This
Another way
it's
for
just
it to
like
go.
how let's set a new standard, guys. That's what I'm talking about.
You gotta have variety, or it's not exciting. It'd be
Yeah,
so
welcome
boring.
to the Keith Everett Variety Show, where we talk about entertainment and degenerate activities.
Yes.
Oh God! But how? I don't even know, dude. I don't even know where to go from that. Like,
Do you have any other questions prepared?
dude, I was on a roll, and then you had to take me down this path, Ryan, of just debauchery of
Yeah.
me ruling the world and living
Hey
in
man,
area.
as a participant on this podcast, I will say that the debauchery route far more entertaining.
All right, great.
I agree. It's the Keith show, right? I'm weird as it is. I kind of think
Yeah.
about that sometimes, like about how I basically made an ass out of myself on the internet, and
That's the whole
like
point, man.
right, but
Well, yeah,
like,
your whole character is known as being like the
the silly stoner
guy.
dude,
Yeah.
and I mean, I basically play myself, you know.
Yeah.
But like, I think about it sometimes, and then all the people that have seen me around the world that think of me as that guy, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, now like I set the bar pretty low, so like I don't have to
Yeah.
really like surpass anything. So I'm like,
Yes.
you should so I don't have to live up to some fake persona or anything like that.
Yeah,
I get to just
exactly.
be myself. Oh God. Well, yeah. So let's go Yankees. Yeah.
Oh yeah, was it the Phillies and somebody else or something, right? The World Series. Oh, my dad was talking about it today. I don't give a shit about baseball.
Dude, who wants to watch a bunch of millionaires in tights run around and play with balls? I mean, dude, it's just like
I mean,
There's a
when you put it that way, I'm a little more interested.
There's a comedian that I forget who it was, but his whole joke was that baseball is the most boring sport because everybody's job is to stop everyone from playing the game. Like the pitcher is throwing the ball so you don't hit it, and all the catchers don't want you to run onto base and everything. And then, so the whole point, and the hitter wants to hit it out of the park so you can't catch it. So everybody's job is to prevent everyone else from doing their job. So everybody just stands there the whole time, and
Yeah.
it's boring as shit.
That's a brilliant way to put it.
Yeah, it is good. I forget who said that, but it really resonated
I
with
mean,
me.
baseball was invented like hundreds of years ago, and the fact that it's still played today is kind of remarkable. And it's
Yeah.
as big and popular as it is. I mean, I played baseball growing up. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, everybody played Little League. But,
I'm on Long Island, man. I played lacrosse.
oh,
Ooh, that's violent, right?
Yeah, it's like hockey on grass. You know,
It's awesome.
yeah. I never got to play anything cool like... Well, I did play ice hockey. I did
Oh,
play
that's-
ice
oh,
hockey.
oh.
Yeah. I was like thinking about it. I was like, yeah. I was a goalie. It was fun.
yo, I was a goalie
yeah,
in lacrosse,
makes
man.
sense.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I like hockey. I think hockey is probably one of the most brutal sports on national television. I
Hockey's
mean,
my
I
favorite
used to
sport to
love it.
watch.
yeah, I mean, it's like you get boxing, you get to see
Yeah.
dudes fall on the ice, you get people slammed into the, the side. I mean,
I like what
It's
is it,
hard to
minor
score.
league hockey. What do you call it? But usually they allow more fights and stuff. I used to
Oh,
go
really?
a lot with my youth group. Yeah, at my church we'd go see the Charlotte Checkers or whatever in North Carolina. And that was always better than the NHL because they kind of let the fights go on a little longer or whatever.
that's
It was just a little more exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love that.
we have some local racetracks in Daytona where I live.
Oh, I bet.
We have like the New Smyrna Beach Speedway where all the rednecks get together and they put together their race cars and race the dirt track or whatever. And sometimes they would do demolition derbies, and
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
I bet that'd be fun. Yeah. Destruction is fun to watch.
Yeah, just pure brutal carnage. Just
I
anybody.
participate in.
Yeah, I would. I mean, if I had a roll cage and knew I was going to be fine, I would totally participate in a demolition derby with a bunch of cars. Why
Oh,
not?
That would be fun.
It would be a lot of fun.
So if anybody's a demolition derbyman out there, hire Keith.
Yeah, let
Give
me
him a
know.
roll
Tell me
cage.
where to go.
Keith will bring you on the podcast, and then
Uh-huh.
part of the podcast episode will be Keith in the
Yeah.
car.
Oh, you could do the podcast while you're driving
Yeah.
and trying to interview people and everything. It'd be chaos.
Yes, I'm 100% about this idea. I don't know how
Oh,
we make
man.
this happen, but it's going to happen.
It's a whole new podcast idea.
I hope-
Demolition Podcast with Keith Everett.
So,
Yeah.
what I kind of envision for this podcast is that I'd like this podcast to eventually turn into the death clock of podcasts.
Or doing music in the middle of it.
Right, but like I want to be I just want to be the biggest podcaster ever. I want to be bigger
Yeah,
than
Joe
Joe
Rogan, we're
My
coming
ego
for
is
you.
so massive that I need to be just known throughout the universe.
Yeah, definitely. Knock Joe off his throne.
I mean, he can get all as high as he wants, but he better watch out.
Keith is
Yeah.
coming after Joe.
I'm going to come after Joe.
Yeah, look out.
Look out,
Joe.
Joe. I also saw that
Somebody get a
Hold
phone
on.
call?
I was just getting a phone call through Discord. My apologies. Hold on. Let me. I'm sorry, people of the internet world. I have to respond to this. Hey.
All right, while Keith's doing that, have you ever wanted to write something down? Use a pen. Go to pens.org and order a pen today. Sponsored by Pens.
Is this an actual ad you're reading?
No, I don't know. We gotta fill the space, right? So
I mean, that
while
sounds
Keith's doing that.
that sounds amazing. That sounds like a brilliant ad.
Yeah, I think it would be.
This
Pens.com?
today's video sponsor
Is that even a thing?
what?
Or penisland.net's a pretty good one. Is that still around?
Oh man,
Yeah, Penn Island.
Is that a real
It's
thing?
still
Penn
around.
Island? Hold on.
In school, I would always pull that
That's-
up and just so it's in the history.
amazing. Wow, Penn Island pens.
Yeah.
This finest quality custom pens. Get the fuck out of here, man!
We specialize in wood.
This is legit.
I don't know. That's the thing. This website's been around as long as I can remember. I don't know if it's real or not. But yeah, for those of you who don't understand yet, it's penisland.net, but it's actually Penn Island.
So good.
So I'd always pull it up on my school computer just to get them all pissed off. Be like, "What are you doing going on penis?" It's like, "Oh, I'm just buying pens. Don't worry about it."
Just getting pens.
Yeah.
I'm getting stationery. I'm
Yeah,
a
exactly.
Jesus.
serious student who wants quality pens.
Yeah, right. I gotta write my notes down.
Got to go to Penn Island. We get those pens.
Penisland.net. That's crazy that it's still around. That's awesome.
Oh my god.
That's so good.
Well, here at the Keith Everett podcast experience, we only shop for the finest pens from Penn Island.
From sponsor us, Penn Island.
Sponsor me.
Yeah, our first sponsor, penisland.net.
I will gladly take your Penn Islands. Jesus.
So good.
So, what do you look at video creation as just a job, or is it like the thing that you're actually passionate about? Or
For me, I was passionate about it, I'll say, when I first got into it, and then it pretty much doing it for money killed the passion. I don't hate it. Like, it's better than working at a grocery store or something, but yeah, there's not there's not like some script I want to write or some movie I want to make or anything. I don't have like a goal in video production or whatever besides making money.
So it's just
But
your
it-
9 to 5, and then once
Yeah.
work is done, that's it. You don't do
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's fun to go on set. I'll help friends with their short films or things like that. Like, there's aspects of it I definitely enjoy. But yeah, it's not like my main goal. I like music the most, as you can see all these musical things. But
Do you play?
yeah, I play guitar, and then I could figure out keyboard kind of.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, I could drum a little bit. But yeah, I work on music on the side.
I feel like it's good to have many creative outlets to be able to express yourself, especially in today's world where there's so many things that are just soul crushing and
Yeah,
you know, things that plenty of reasons not to be happy in this world, but you know, you got to find the purposes that, you know, make you happy. And definitely for
Yeah,
me,
definitely.
being a fan of music is, you know, one of those things. I truly feel bad for people that don't have a passion or a hobby or anything like that. And that are
Well, that's
just
it. I think like everybody does. Their dreams have just been crushed by whatever capitalism or the force to have to work and everything.
sure, absolutely. And I mean, you know,
Most people, if you pry, eventually they'll be like, "Yeah, I wanted to be." I forget who I was talking to. Somebody the other day. I didn't expect it at all, and they're like, they're just working some whatever 9 to 5. But then after prying a while, like, yeah, actually, I really wanted to be an actor when I was younger. And it's like, but I'll never do that. And I'm like, well, man, that sucks. That's sad that you feel like you'll never do that now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a dream a lot of people want, but yeah, everybody had something at one point artistic. I'm sure they wanted to do in a way.
yeah, you know,
And it's still doable. I mean,
Right.
what's his name from the Taken series? Like he didn't really blow up until he was like well into his
Liam Neeson.
40s. Yeah, Liam Neeson.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah,
know?
it really is never too late to start. You can,
Yeah.
at any point, you could really do it.
yeah, so one of my good friends back in Los Angeles, my friend Art, he was in Pineapple Express. He did the part for It's Time to Suck Today's Dick when
Get the fuck out of here.
yeah,
Are you serious?
yeah, he's
Oh,
yeah,
he was the boyfriend, right?
Yeah,
Or
well, no, he was the
school
jock.
friend.
Yeah.
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 He was the jock. So
That's
that Seth
amazing.
Rogen was jealous of. Yeah.
yeah, and you know, that was his big break in his career, right? And then he had a bunch of movie offers and stuff like that. Then I believe his sister got very ill, and then he had to move back to Washington State
Oh, wow.
because of that. And then he ended up moving back to LA, and he's still pushing like acting crazy hard,
Yeah.
but you know, he hasn't, to my knowledge, he hasn't landed another like major
Whoa.
motion picture.
You got to
since
jump
then.
on the hype train when it happens. or-
Happens, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And he also talks about too how he wishes like social media had been around back then, because
Right.
if that movie had came out during the time of social media, he probably
He would have blown up. Yeah,
Yeah.
he could have done so
Yeah.
much with that.
And I
Yeah, he
mean,
could've.
I
I
still
could
think
also see it.
Go ahead.
I was to say I could also see it being difficult to try to land any type of roles from that whole like time to suck today's dick. You know?
Yeah, sure, but you know, I mean, you think about it. I mean, it's just a role, right? I mean, but if you're in a film that is extremely successful, like, and people have seen your face everywhere, that's like that much better for
Yeah,
your
that's
career.
a great line. Everybody knows that line.
Yeah, everybody
Yeah.
knows that line. I know he's also done a bunch of stuff for Conan. Like he was on Conan.
Oh wow.
He was like one of the fill-in actors and stuff like that. I don't know how I went down this rabbit hole. We were talking
We were
about
talking
actors.
about passions and then
Dreams,
and then
yeah.
actors, and then yeah, you brought up your buddy who's not really
Who's
where
going to
he
be coming on
wants
the
to be.
podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
So stay
That's
tuned.
nice.
fucking
Hell
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
I got to do a pee-pee. I'll be back. You guys have fun.
All right.
Yeah, man.
So, did you guys? I don't know if you guys are hip to Lex Friedman. Do you guys like Lex Friedman?
Who's that?
I don't know who that is.
He's a podcaster. He was an MIT professor for many years, and he quit being a teacher at MIT to pursue his passion for AI and start an
Wow.
AI startup company. But he also has a podcast, and he just interviewed
Sounds awesome.
Kanye West.
Oh,
And
Fuck that guy
Yeah.
at this point.
I'm very excited to watch this podcast when
That'll be interesting. Yeah.
later on this evening, because I just feel like Kanye has turned into quite the character. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's just off his meds or whatever, I think.
I've been hearing that a lot.
Yeah,
Being off the meds.
I mean,
Yeah, he's pissing a lot of people off. He's getting a lot of deals dropped by talking bad about Jewish people. So
yeah.
that's stupid
he's talking
to do.
He's talking bad about Jewish people too?
Oh,
Jeez.
yeah.
Yeah, he just said he's going. What did he say? He's going DEFCON 3 on Jewish people, and that I don't know. He just says dumb shit all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he'll be hearing from my lawyer soon,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Keith, you should have
Keith the
Kanye on the
ruler.
podcast.
dude.
That's what you should do.
I'd be like, hey, so
Give him a piece of
Kanye,
your
I'm
mind.
actually the reptilian Jewish overlord that you so-called hate. You know, I live at Area 51. You should come over and hang out sometime.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, just get him shot. Just sprint onto the thing screaming, and then
No,
they'll know
I
it's
wouldn't
you.
want. I wouldn't want any sort of violence or anything like that. But it'd be a very interesting podcast. I would have to talk to him about all the aliens and what it's like to hang out with Kim Kardashian. That's kind of all I would really want to know.
Does he hang out with her anymore?
No, they got a divorce.
What I'm saying.
Yeah.
Probably boring. I don't know. She doesn't seem like an exciting person. She
You
just is super cares about herself and her image. I don't know.
That's
Those people
awesome.
are usually pretty boring.
I'm
Yeah.
about that life. Tell me
I guess,
more.
Yeah. Tell me more about yourself, Kim Kardashian. Yeah. I guess that's the point of a podcast.
Right. You know, could you? I wonder if Kim Kardashian. She's probably done a podcast or two. I would at least hope.
Definitely.
I'm
Yeah.
sure she has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Like,
I wouldn't be surprised if, you know what? I'm going to see if Kim Kardashian has her own podcast.
like, oh my god! Like I made this
Kimcast.
Kimcast, the Keith cast.
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
Ooh, so yeah, have her on, then have him on, and then put them together and watch them fight or whatever.
Like,
That'd be
do
fun.
an episode of
Trick
Jerry
'em both.
Springer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You are the father.
Yeah, she has her own podcast. Kim Kardashian's You know what? Why am I promoting Kim's podcast?
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
Fuck that. I'm going to cut that out.
I mean, I would say, you know, if Kim Kardashian wanted to come onto the podcast,
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else.
she
She wanted to come in general. I'll allow it.
She wanted to come all over Keith. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
I would allow it.
Yeah, I'll produce that shit.
Yeah. We're gonna need a videographer. Ryan, will you be available?
Yeah, I'll shoot it.
All
Sure.
right. Great. We have a spectacular team. It's gonna be a comedy show in the making.
Go team.
It's gonna be amazing.
But yeah, so I don't know. I'm like I don't know. I don't even know anymore. Like the reptilian overlords. I live at Area 51.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna hang out and have Kim Kardashian and Kanye goes by a new name now. It's Ya. He goes by
It's
Ya.
not E anymore. It's Ya.
Or is it Yi or Ya?
I thought it's always been YE or something, right?
Yeah, it's YE. So is it Yi?
Eh.
Yeah, whatever. I feel like he almost has a god complex. At this-
100%. Yeah.
At
of
this
course
point,
he
like
does.
he truly. I mean, although like he came out with that like Christian album, and he runs like a church service every Sunday in like Calabasas.
I'm sure he'll say he's Jesus at some point.
Yeah,
I mean, what
If
was
he
that,
hasn't already.
He definitely has that one quote where he's like, "My only regret in life is not being able to watch myself perform." You know?
wow.
Watch a video, silly head.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you does he put on his own pants in the morning, you think, or do you think he has somebody that puts on his pants for him?
He definitely has
Oh,
one
man.
guy whose whole job is to put on his pants.
He's got one guy for each
Yeah.
leg.
Yeah, exactly.
Here you go, Mr. West.
It just has a guy just that like lifts his leg, another guy putting on one of the pant legs. So it takes
Yeah.
4 dudes to get the guy dressed.
And
was
then
in,
all four jack him off at the end.
I was in Manhattan like a month ago, taking my mom to go see Phantom of the Opera, and we stopped in a Gap to use the bathroom. And like as soon as you walk in, you just have like these like massive garbage bags full of like all his apparel, because his whole thing is he's trying to bring awareness to the homeless person's condition, which like he's not really doing that. This is just his gimmick to sell shit.
Right.
But whatever. I just found that really interesting.
I feel like if you really want to make a difference as far as homelessness goes, and I know he runs like a water desalination plant, I think in the Dominican Republic or something like that.
That's
so
cool.
like, I give him props where like he's doing like humanitarian aid to,
Yeah.
poor countries. Like that shit's awesome. Still
Yeah, just
doesn't
lately.
still doesn't excuse him for like anti-Semitism or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, there was the most recent thing on the what is it? Yeah, there's a picture on the 405. I think it was a few days ago. There's a bunch of Nazis up there that it was like Kanye was right about the Jews, and then they had like a Bible verse, and all of them were doing the Nazi salute over the 405 and everything. So yeah, it just people like taking him seriously is what's dangerous about him. I think.
Yeah.
Can we
Yes.
Like encouraging Nazis to be excited about stuff.
That is the best way to put it. Taking someone like that seriously is what's dangerous.
Yeah.
Can we just get like a bunch of semi trucks to just plow through those people?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I
I
thought
don't
of
want
that
to be
too.
sound morbid, or
Yeah,
anything
no,
like that.
it's-
I mean, everybody has the right to freedom of speech.
I'm
but
with you on the
it's-
sentiment for sure. Like
like
don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to hurt people, but like,
right. I mean,
I understand where you're coming from,
right.
and to a degree, I agree.
I don't want violence against other human beings, but if just magically somebody lost control and something happened, I'm
Wouldn't be
not
too
saying that
upset.
I would
Yeah.
be,
Yeah,
crying about that. But
it's always weird when someone oh man, how would I word this? They have such a disdain for other people's beliefs so much that they want them unalived.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've been thinking about that a lot lately because I'm anti-violence and all that, but when somebody else is doing so much violence and hurting these people, like how do you like? It's nice to think you could stop them through peace and all that, but I don't know. Sometimes you got to use violence against them, or maybe you don't. I don't know. If somebody has a better solution, then
well, I think if we had a better solution, we wouldn't have all these senseless wars that we run
Yeah, very
across the
true.
planet. And
oh man, that's a whole other
Yeah, no.
other topic of conversation that
right.
that
Now we
could
gotta
totally
solve
take us
world
down
peace.
the road of like power and who has it.
Well, right. Well, I mean, okay, just to nip this in the butt, it's just, I think when it comes to the common man, I don't think most people give a shit. Like,
Yeah.
I don't care who my neighbor is. As long as they're a good person and, like, if they're in need of anything, I'll help them out.
Yeah.
You help me out, I help you out, scratch my back, whatever. Just leave me alone.
That's
Yeah.
I'm big on that one. That's
Like,
yeah, I think greed. For me, it's greed is the biggest disease in the world.
Yeah.
Without greed, it would solve a lot. And the people with the most political power have the most money too, which is like a conflict of interest. So,
yeah.
yeah, if you have a lot of money, you shouldn't be in charge of making decisions for everybody who doesn't have a lot of money. We
Absolutely.
got to fix that somehow.
yeah,
Figure it out,
I don't
guys.
think wealth of material possession necessarily makes you an intelligent person. I think it's cool, like, you got a guy like Jeff Bezos who's investing into, like, space, like, aerospace technology and stuff like that. But it also kind of seems like it's self-serving. Like,
Oh, yeah.
It's a dick measuring contest.
right? You know,
Yeah. And not to mention, like, the he's investing in that, but not investing in the workforce that's really developing his
right?
empire.
And it's like, why isn't Amazon being broken up as like
Yeah,
a
it's
company?
huge.
Because it's like it's an internet monopoly. Like,
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just
that-
eating everything.
That's also interesting, right? Because like when you're buying from Amazon, you're not really necessarily buying from Amazon. You are buying
Right.
from vendors on Amazon. So it's more of like a mall.
Yeah. And they get a cut of it.
right, and they get a cut. So, I mean, but then you have the biggest mall in the world,
Yeah,
and you know, so it's like, I don't know, like,
right. Like
in
should
the-
should it be broken up like per country? You know.
well, not only that though,
not
it's
that,
like,
not that that's a solution. I'm just
yeah. No, I mean, I think about it sometimes, and I'm just like, now that we're in the internet age, and now there's this like insane amounts of money just going to everybody. I mean, if you can, you know, get in the know of how to get that money, like,
You gotta
shouldn't
spread the wealth, you know?
yeah? I mean, I don't know. I
Too
can't.
concentrated somewhere.
I can't solve all the world's problems. I'm
Yeah.
a dude that lives at Area 51 who bought the whole, you know, planet up. So
Yeah, so you don't have any power in any of that.
right. So I really have no power at the end. At
You
the
only
end of
control the weather, so there's
Right.
not much you can do about it.
yeah, I only control Kanye West's weather.
Yeah, you only control
wherever
his weather.
I just make sure that he, you know, sleeps with one eye open, knowing that I'm around.
holding his
Could
pillow
rain.
tight.
Yes.
Yeah. Exit light. What's
Yeah.
enter Keith?
Yeah. Enter Keith. Oh God.
Keith is the Sandman.
Yeah, Keith is the Sandman.
I want to say thank you, Ryan, for coming onto the podcast and being such a great friend over the years. And you know,
Anytime.
we both met because of my cousin living in the valley, and you know,
Yeah, right. I was subleasing his room when I first moved to LA because I was trying to figure out what I was doing and where to live.
yeah, and big shout out to my cousin, wherever you are. Even though I don't talk to you anymore, we had a falling out, but I still love you to death. You know,
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Brandon, for letting me jack off in your bed while you were gone. It was very nice of you. For only $600.
I'm sure he'd love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, you helped me film my first video ever, and
Oh, wow.
going to the Amoeba record store.
Yeah. I
That was a
remember
fun day, and pre-COVID.
Wait, that video?
Yeah, he helped me
Oh,
make
no
that
shit.
Did you
video.
release that?
Yeah, dude, we were there when.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, that was ages ago. Well, you helped me move. That's Keith got me a free truck and used his massive muscles and giant penis to help me move from South Central to downtown. I couldn't have done it without Keith, so that was very helpful.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I tried to do right by people. You know, I mean, you let me crash on your couch, and we went and had hot pot in Arcadia, and
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
we had
was
the
so
Wagyu
good.
hot
pot, dude. That was
so good.
awesome. I miss LA for those exact reasons.
Yeah, the food is good here.
Yeah. We got to go back to oh god, what's that ramen spot we always went to?
Oh, Sujita Annex.
Oh yeah, Sojita, bro. Sojita
The
is
11-year broth or whatever. It's so
yeah.
good.
God, I can't wait to go back. Omar, you got to
Food.
come with me, man. We got to make
Dude, let's do it.
our pilgrimage out to LA and
I'm
go
there.
eat some Sojita and go hang out with Ryan.
Let's do it. Yeah, you can play piano for me.
Hell yeah. What else was I gonna say? Shit, dog.
Shit.
If you're still watching the episode at this point,
Yeah.
thank you so much. Make sure to
Yeah,
check out
thanks.
the Patreon. It supports us and what we do
Link
over
right
here
here.
at the Keith Everett Rule the World show.
Dude, I plan on embarking on ruling the world through my amazing comedy, my dry sense of humor.
And your great bass playing skills.
Dude, I will slap everybody's face off, and then I'll tell them a joke
Yeah.
that doesn't even make sense, because I don't make sense. But yeah, shit. So, I guess I'll just wrap it up.
Keith, you're so good at this, dude.
And
Shit.
I'm a pro.
Yeah.
Best podcaster ever. Fluidity of a god.
Yeah. If you want Keith's God fluid all over you, make sure to subscribe to this Patreon.
Yeah. By the way, by the time this video probably does get uploaded, I will have my Patreon account live. So please, if you do feel like offering
link.
a sick donation to help with production costs, help keep awesome people coming on to the podcast, help me keeping the lights on in my parents' bedroom here at Area 51.
Pay my $10 million appearance fee that Keith has paid me so graciously. Thank you.
Right. You know, I greatly appreciate everybody. I mean, I'm trying to do this for a career at this point, and you know, it all starts with you, lovely people that want to support me.
Viewers
So,
at home.
You guys are the number one reason why I'm doing this. And
Keith's
thank you
nothing
so much
without
for
his fans.
yes, and there'll probably be merch too, going live here soon.
Banging aliens.
Banging Aliens, Stay Keith. I don't know what else.
Is there like an ending thing we could all say together? Like on 3, we could all go, Keith is so nice. All right, let's try it. On 3, Keith is so nice. You guys ready for this?
All right.
1, 2, 3. Keith
Keith
is so nice.
nice. That was cringe, bro.
That's why you do it.
Can we
That's
just like
definitely how the episode's opening up, by the way.
right? Oh, by the way, click the like and subscribe button and leave a comment down below to help support the algorithm. Yeah. All right, everybody. That's today's podcast. Ryan Arcani, he's the man. If you don't know who he is, now you know who he is. He's given you a great look into his life of being a high school videographer that launched his career into the ethos of being the world's greatest video editor ever. You might not
That's
have ever
me.
heard of him, but he's done everything that you've ever seen.
Yeah, anything you watch, I did it.
Yep. And
All of it.
all of it.
All of it.
Everything.
All the movies, Star Wars, Star
That
Trek,
was me.
everything. Master editor. Anyways, I love you guys. Thanks everybody so much for watching the podcast. You guys are great. Much love. And thank you, Omar, for being a part of this. And you guys are great.
Dude, it's my
And
pleasure.
Let's end the recording in 3, 2, 1.